Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelenskyy says he'd be willing to step down if it secures peace and NATO membership for his country. Mr. Zelenskyy made the remarks as Ukraine enters its fourth year of war with Russia. It's estimated hundreds of thousands of soldiers have been killed or wounded on both sides, but the true death toll is not known. The US President Donald Trump has called Ukraine's leader a dictator. Presidential elections in Ukraine have been suspended while the country is under martial law. Mr. Zelenskyy says the comments are fueled by Russian misinformation, and he'll stand down if it guarantees a lasting peace.
If it's about peace in Ukraine and you really want me to leave my position, I am ready to do that in exchange for peace and NATO membership.
But as Ukraine's leader stands firm on what peace with Russia should look like, views on the ground are divided on how to end the war. Europe correspondent Catherine Diss reports from Kyiv.
Angela Zalazana and her 10-year-old son Yaroslav were in Mariupol when Russian tanks rolled in 3 years ago.
I was scared. Everything was exploding. Everything was rumbling.
They fled to Spain after a few weeks, but have since returned to Kyiv, only to be caught inside a children's hospital as a missile hit.
It was scary. It was dark. Immediately, such a panic.
They want the war to end at any cost.
We don't want to see men die because they are someone's children, someone's parents. Of course, I would like the borders of Ukraine to remain, but if there is no return, then at least let it end this way.
Here in Kyiv, America cutting Ukraine out of peace talks with Russia is being seen as nothing short of betrayal, let alone President Trump labelling Volodymyr Zelenskyy a dictator who's done nothing to end the war. The dramatic shift in tone from Ukraine's biggest backer has alarmed European officials and stoked fears Kyiv may have to accept a deal that favours Vladimir Putin.
I want our territory to be completely liberated from the occupiers.
Viktor Bololinsky lost both of his legs when fighting in Chasiv Yar 6 months ago. He's one of 80,000 Ukrainian soldiers now living without at least one limb.
Even if everything is frozen on the front line, we will still continue to be at war in a year or two, simply because Russia never keeps to its agreements.
He was flown to Australia for implants and prosthetics after Sydney's Ukrainian community raised the funds. He'll return in coming weeks to get them fitted. But for now, he's receiving rehabilitation at this new facility, helping soldiers get back on their feet.
You can work in and feel better in this company.
Now I see my goal in developing new prostheses for people without legs, bionic ones, more technologically advanced.
For a soldier with lifelong wounds, Victor's remaining positive about his future, even as he worries for Ukraine.
Let's bring in our correspondent Catherine Diss in Kyiv. Catherine, Ukraine's been hit with a massive drone attack. It's the largest of the war so far.
Good evening, Jeremy. Yes, that's right. On the eve of the third anniversary since Russia's invasion, Moscow fired 267 drones into Ukrainian territory. Most were shot down or intercepted, but 4 people were killed and 5 regions were damaged. Now, these overnight drone attacks have become a hallmark of Russia's behaviour throughout this war, that is to wear down Ukraine's aerial defences and also tire the morale of its people. President Zelenskyy condemned the attacks as aerial terror. He also later spoke about Donald Trump's request for half of the country's minerals in exchange for the US aid that it has provided to the war effort so far. He said that he would not cave to the intense pressure that he is feeling, that would mean that the aid was effectively a loan, not a grant. He did say, however, that he would accept an agreement which offered US security guarantees as part of a peace deal to end the war.
Catherine Diss reporting from Kyiv.